Hey guys, welcome to House 317. I'm your host Rodney, joined by permanent roommates Josh the Ronald Rigsby.
Oh man, middle name me?
What did you say?
And Brandon. Brandon is back from the beach. Doesn't look very much like a tan situation.
Oh, I'm straight up SPF 50.
That's kind of low, actually. It's a little low. It's all right. We are back, and we're here to discuss Loki episode Trace. Guys, initial reactions.
B?
Please.
Go ahead and start us off.
I'm so happy.
It is so good.
I'm enjoying myself thoroughly with this show. Just the humor about it, Loki's mannerisms, and just seeing his character development on top of just all the things that we've been somewhat theorizing about and seeing a little bit of that come to light.
Yeah.
It just makes me excited.
For the record, guys, I'm 2 for 2. I called it.
About going to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
And the first one I called was that, what was the first one?
Yeah, there was only one.
No, there was two.
There was one.
Anyway,
For the record, though, I was supporting this theory that the TVA was full of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's
Which,
true.
We'll figure this out.
We
Josh.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. A lot of action, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean,
in a way,
it was very sad not being able to have Mobius, in the episode, but Sylvie and Loki's chemistry is.
oh, it's fantastic. Just
Man.
fantastic.
You're right.
I gotta be honest, man.
I want a movie with both of them.
I love
Period.
Loki. I've always liked Loki, but this show just I love Loki so much.
He's
Right.
acting and producing in this one.
Yes,
Mhm.
Which is to me that's just
but you never know the extent of that. But that's kind of
Either
whatever.
way.
But yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed this episode. Yeah, you said it was shorter, but there was so much happening.
it was great. It was great. And you're right. They had a lot of fight scenes in this one. We didn't have them in the first 2 episodes as much. We had little blips here and there.
Yeah.
This one felt loaded down.
Yeah.
It was great.
Mhm.
It was so good. For me, I just felt like this was again another character development episode between the relationship of those 2 and where that's going to go.
Yeah.
Is he going to join her side? Is he going to go back to TVA side? Which path is he going to take? He's trying to determine that. That to me, yeah, I like this episode for that reason.
Oh, yeah.
It's exploring new
I
relationships.
very much considered this a filler episode for the middle of the series. And the reason I say that is we've had a lot of build up, and now we get really in-depth character development and storytelling, and things can only escalate from here. And boy will it escalate, because there were so
Filler
many
is
little...
harsh.
That was way harsh.
That's fair when you think about typical filler movies.
Yeah, filler means it did
But-
nothing.
But it did
To me.
so much. But it set up so much.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by
the bombshells of these Minutemen being variants.
I was told that everyone who works at the TVA was created by the Timekeepers.
That's ridiculous. They're all variants, just like us.
They don't know that.
I don't think they're actual variants.
Do you think she's just making that up, or
No. I think it's legit. These people were taken, but I'm almost to the point of would they actually just
regular people?
Well,
regular people?
Yeah.
Well, right. And see, I'm leaning that
I'm sure
way.
was on a jet ski at some point, and that's
And
why I
that's-
remember it.
Bless his
But
heart.
look, I'm going to say this right here, right now. If the final episode does not show him on a jet ski, I'm going to be pissed.
It has to happen. Why set that up if we don't see him on a jet ski?
Right. But no, I completely agree with Rigsby here. I don't think that they're variants. I think Loki is kind of like that first iteration, and you can kind of sense that from some of the conversations, are we really doing this? Versus, I think they were just plucked out, because again, it was those 3 who created the TVA. So what did they do? Just go pick out a bunch of variants and say, here you go? No, they went and picked out other people.
There's so much to unpack if they are variants, because you take them, then reset the timeline.
Right.
There's so much to unpack that I just.
But for the variants we've seen come through, they all get deleted.
Other than Loki.
That we know of.
Other than Loki.
Right.
But again,
And Sylvie.
They hadn't caught her yet.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah,
True.
Yeah.
Lady
But-
Loki is now Enchantress, so like,
Well,
They
they're
blended
aliens.
them.
aliens.
They blended them, yeah.
Yeah.
which makes sense.
Yeah.
And getting to their discussion on the train and talking about his mother, but in her universe or her timeline, she didn't really know her mother.
Mhm.
He knew she was adopted. He didn't know he was adopted, and there's a lot of
So
it's just great.
I have questions around their whole chemistry here. So, number one, I enjoyed the fact that they were trying to kill each other the entire time in some way or another.
Yeah.
It was just this
Opening scene. Yeah, opening
constant
scene.
battle of wits and just like, how can I kill you quicker?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Need your help.
It almost felt a little flirtatious there in the train. It's just like, Loki, are you flirting with yourself technically? Is this what is that?
He is fluid.
He is fluid, so that's could be a thing. Who knows?
It's
But
a thing.
And he swings both ways. So,
That's what
either
I
way.
know.
right.
So time out. Did y'all not see? Okay, so the piece that interested me is that she taught herself magic,
Yeah.
right? And so she's the one. So we were talking about the last episode that the possession magic felt different. It felt Sylvie-ish more than Loki-ish.
Yeah.
And so here we learned that she taught herself magic versus Loki having his mother to teach him magic. And so so we learn here that Loki's actually more advanced in that piece, and it takes her by surprise that he is so skilled at it. So
And we also saw more Loki magic that I don't remember seeing, like these green energy blasts.
Oh yeah, when he was fighting that one guy.
Yeah, like
yeah.
that. I don't remember that. And then we can talk about the final scene in a little bit. And man,
Well,
I'm sorry.
I got something for that.
I'm a little
So let's think about this. So we're talking about her, him. He's asking questions around her powers, like what can she do? But honestly, I feel like he already knows, and he's just trying to get more out of her to try to understand more of her agenda. I think he's playing that card. I mean, because again, like, you can kind of see him kind of when she grabbed him for the first time, and he was like, "Are you really trying to enchant me?" Like, no.
It ain't happening.
Well, he's dissecting her for sure because
Oh, yeah.
my favorite scene, which is obviously comedy scenes, and we're not gotten to favorite scenes yet, but when they're walking up to the old lady's trailer, right? And so she blows them out of the sky. In her initial reaction is savagery, right? It's brute force, and he
Take
calls
what you
her,
want.
take what you want. She's violent. She's do things by force first, and then Loki is that calm,
Calculated.
diplomatic. Calculated is the perfect term for Loki.
Which one was that? Diplomacy?
Don't.
Or
Constantly scheming.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of profiling her a little bit and saying, "You fit this mold," and so I figured you out. So let me see how I can play you now. And so he does play her, and I have a theory later on that I'll share that I think Loki has now positioned himself into a better position for negotiating with her and what she wants to do with the TVA. She has that agenda with the TVA of just creating a power vacuum versus he wants to control it in some way, shape, or form. I think at the end of this, he is gonna flip her, because he is smarter than her. These first two episodes, we've been thinking that he has felt inferior. I think this episode, he's realized she's really not better than him.
Yeah.
He's better than her.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. No, I agree with that.
Favorite scene, and it wasn't my favorite scene until I watched it again, is at the end when they're trying to get to the ark, before it takes off. That's a one shot. That entire sequence, there's no cuts. It's a one shot take.
You could see
Just
that was awesome.
So well done.
Oh, yeah.
And this gets into a theory, I'll kind of merge into that. Does he have telekinesis, Loki? Because when that pillar falls down, he stops it. But it looks like it goes in reverse.
So
that's my theory.
Yeah. Hold that thought, because I got that one too. All right, Rodney, what's your favorite?
So my favorite was the grandma scene. Total grandma scene. So I mean, she's
Straight Phil Coulson, though, man.
She kicks that door down in kablooky. It was just great times. B, your favorite?
I have another favorite too.
Yeah, I know. No, I had a few. So Definitely one of my favorites was his like whole love is a dagger moment and trying to explain that, and then her just stopping him, just like, where is this going?
It did sound better.
Imaginary dagger.
Imagine. It's just like, is that written? No, it sounded better to me.
But in that same scene, if you rewind it back about 5 minutes, for the first time, we've been talking about this whole series, how Loki just runs his mouth and can't stop running his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, he's left speechless when he can't describe love for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he goes to he says, no, love is not mischief, it is blank. He's drawing a blank.
Mm-hmm.
He can't define it himself.
Yeah, she said love is hate.
Love is hate. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Just
a little like, oof.
But another one of my favorite scenes is in that train is drunk Loki.
Oh, 100%.
Another creepy scene was at the very beginning, and how we learned how she kind of gets memories from people.
Oh, yeah.
And so that scene with her and B30, B20, C17,
like
whatever it was.
It's like a tease foreshadow of
absolutely
finding out their variants or
right, because in episode 2 you see her on the floor right there in that final scene, and you're trying to like, what is she babbling about?
She
you
talks
don't
about wanting to go home.
Right, and like you're like, well, what does that mean? And then, oh,
what just happened?
That's the multiverse, man.
Did y'all just see that move on its own? That was terrible.
Okay. That's just...
So anyways,
we're going to stop talking about the TVA because I think we're finding out too many things.
I didn't want to stand up.
So...
He's done.
He's just done.
He is done.
All right.
But that piece was interesting because she gets insight into her memories, insight into what's going on, and she can cause sensation because she was feeling cold. So her powers are really, possession is one thing, but her power is to tap into someone's mind to get them to unlock what they're guarding. That's next level, and that's something that she taught herself how to do. So that was really cool.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
But honestly, that's the biggest drop of knowledge that we learn in this episode is that, okay, so they could be variants. They don't remember their past. They've been brainwashed.
Well, they do because...
they're so
Sylvie talked
deep in
about
her mind.
well, that and she said it was like really cloudy, like and she referenced that girl having a clouded mind. So it's there, and you just gotta think that the timekeepers or Kang is the one.
Right. There's obvious
so crazy.
Manipulation there,
And
which makes me believe that Mobius might be aware. In my mind, like I think that's one of my big theories right now is that he's playing a very interesting angle because again, like his approach has been so different than everybody else's. Now, it also might tie into who he was prior, and that's
it could be that he knows. But Loki's initial reaction when he finds out that they don't know that they're variants, I think he's thinking Mobius. Mobius doesn't know. Mobius told me he was born on wherever the TVA is.
Yeah, like
that's
almost
all
a bit of like.
yeah.
I feel
caring.
That. Yeah, like I feel that.
Right?
They don't even know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
And so, but anyways, so let's move on to theories because this was the biggest piece of this episode. There's so many theories that you can spin off of the little bits of knowledge that they dropped throughout this episode. So let's start with you, Josh, because you had a ton of really good ones.
Okay, so there's a theory that I came across, and the more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm on board, and that's at the end of Ant-Man and Wasp when they go into the quantum realm. There is a shot, and even the director said to kind of look for details in the quantum realm of a small city. The theory is that that's the TVA. The TVA is in the quantum realm, and the reason I think that this makes sense is Kang is going to be a part of Quantumania. And it just makes so much sense.
Oh my gosh, I'm
that
so
the
excited.
TVA is in the quantum realm.
That does really make sense. That's very logical.
Even Mobius said that time works differently in the TVA, which aligns with being in the quantum realm.
So
it does. I'm down with this.
The Infinity Stones don't work in the TVA.
Nope.
Scott Lang was in the quantum realm when the snap happened. Now, whether or not he was going to be snapped anyway, or it was the fact that he was in the quantum realm when it happened.
That's a good point. Was he part of that snap really,
Exactly.
or was he not? Now that part we don't know, but that's a very interesting theory.
Well, and magic doesn't work in the quantum realm, and so when we think about the quantum realm means you're shrinking into almost nothingness,
Yep.
and so if magic does work, it just works differently because you are so removed from, I guess, size. I don't know. It's a great theory. That's a great theory.
Very interesting.
And then the other theory I have is, it's like a two-part. I went back and watched this part in episode 1. Like, I almost think that Loki grabbed some Infinity Stones.
Oh no, he absolutely does.
And I
That makes
referenced
total
that
sense.
because when I was talking about the pillar falling at the end,
I knew you were going to bring it up.
did he use the
That's
turnstile?
exactly what I thought.
That thing, he didn't just move it. It went.
It went in
backwards.
reverse.
And it
And where have we
appeared.
seen that
But-
before?
But to that point, you don't really see any glowing. You don't see green. You don't see like any of the.
But remember, he's a master of illusion, so he could have hidden that.
I agree. And that brings me to my other theory: is I still think he has the Tim pad.
Damn
Oh,
it,
he
that was
absolutely-
mine. That was mine.
Oh yeah, that
He
thing
still
is
has-
You beat me by 1 second.
He made it feel like it was broken.
No, well,
but I mean-
because the whole time, when she asked for it, he would never he would kind of give the runaround. He would say no. He'd say it's in my heart and all this. When she asked for it that time, he's like, okay, here you go, and it's broken.
right.
Sorry, man.
He's-
You know, just
Sorry,
because they
I'm throwing all
happen,
the theories out.
just because they happen to roll around in the dirt, yada
Thinks
yada.
he's a smart guy.
Yeah, no. But no, that was
It
my
happens every
exact
so often.
thought. I was just like, there's no way
Yeah, he
that
can't
thing
do
is.
that.
He's because
I mean-
again, you got to think about his demeanor the whole time that they're there. All their conversations. She's very like, we gotta get this solved. He's very laid back. Well, why else would he be laid back? Knowing that, oh well, if we don't have this or a power source, how do we get off of this thing?
Yeah, because you start thinking
know,
like,
So my theory is a combination of your two theories.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Brandon.
with the
I will come back
Infinity
to you, I
Stone.
promise.
that's
Yes,
fair.
I think
Okay.
maybe the pin pad is broken, but the time stone will be able to repair it, and he's going to reverse the pin pad just by itself enough to where it still has power, and then that's how they get out.
Mm,
And so I
Yeah.
really like the time stone piece.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna piggyback off yours. What if you're correct and the Tim pad is out of battery? Because it will be, even if he still has it
Yep.
and it's not broken. He could just use a power stone.
could you mean the?
Did we
space
see
stone?
purple stones? Because
No,
I didn't
I'm
think
talking
we
about
saw.
the power stone to power up the Tim pad.
Oh, that's true too.
He got aces up his sleeves,
Oh,
and
he
I
does.
think that the aces are totally the Infinity Stones. I think that
Mhm.
online, he had his hands all up in
I
those
mean,
things.
I did.
Mhm.
I watched it and I was looking for that because I'm like, whenever he took something, I mean, he
Look,
reaches his
you
hand
heard
and
it
he touches
first.
it.
You hear
heard
a
it
thump,
first.
but that's it. You don't see it, and I think there's
No, you definitely don't see it.
Yeah, I mean it's intentional.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know he has it.
And he doesn't grab all five because again, there weren't any soul stones in there, but he at least has.
There was no Mind Stone.
Yeah, I didn't see yellow ones either. You're right.
No, there was a Soul Stone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Soul
Soul
Stone
Stone.
is
There's
in.
a,
That's
big,
true.
there's a big one.
I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Mind Stones.
Mind
you're
Stone's the
right
only thing.
because people were upset about multiple soul stones being in there.
Get over it.
Get over it. Get over it. It happens. It's just part of the story.
Yeah.
B, your theories, please, sir. I was waiting yesterday. Last episode when we saw the red, we imported Mephisto for you. Just to give you a little hint. Squeeze. But we also saw, what was it this episode that we saw that I was like, oh, Brandon can have Mephisto theories here.
I think I thought that too.
It was something about horns.
She did
Devils. No, the grandma. The grandma says,
Mm-hmm.
"What are you two devils doing here?"
Oh,
What,
yeah.
And so I was like, "Oh, look, a devil reference, another
Yeah,
Mephisto situation."
it's not. It's not there, guys. It's not there. I'm not on that train for this series.
Then you're
Now-
fresh out of theories.
No, well, I still think because again, we're gonna end up. My theory is still there that we're gonna end up with a Nexus level event that occurs on this. I think we're gonna see the start of the multiverse of madness, and that'll all kind of play out. I'd love to see Wanda make some kind of little
I'm good.
appearance, maybe. But yeah, you know, that's
good.
again
Bee.
her being a Nexus being. I don't know. But that's just me.
All right, if there was any time to plug in the fisherman from State Farm, it is now. Yeah, I know you can use it again, but that's definitely.
I can use it again.
Almost got it.
You gotta be quicker than that.
No, I like all of these pieces. I think you're right. Yes, that could be a theory for sure. I'm on board with Infinity Stone nonsense because what could be more chaotic than Sylvie creating the multiple timelines and Loki having Infinity Stones out the wazoo?
That being said, I don't want the Infinity Stones to be a storyline again.
No.
It's not a storyline.
No.
I think it
They're
just
just
adds
That's
to
a
it.
one-time
Yep.
thing. Okay.
Yep. It just
I'd
adds.
be fine with that. But
We said this last episode. There is no way, shape, or form that these timekeepers are still around other than Kang. It's Kang pulling the strings. He has his little side hustle lady, Ravana, managing the TVA as a projection of his authority onto the TVA. It's totally that. Sealed. Although not confirmed. And so we'll figure it out. It's episode 3, so we're halfway through, right?
and yes, and we will be missing next week. So in a couple weeks you'll get 4 and 5.
Yep.
So no video next week.
And that's okay, because we'll be enjoying the beach, because Brandon's already gone.
Sure.
That's right.
Hey guys, if you like what you see, or if you have any suggestions about what we should be doing moving forward, leave it in the comment section of the video. Otherwise, y'all take care of each other. As always, subscribe and peace.